My video for April 11th, 2020 is video number 3423. The title is We Are Being Enslaved by Fear. It's probably true all over the world. Of course, I can only prove what I see with my own eyes wherever I am at a given time. I cannot even trust things I see on the computer or the TV. We live on a planet where when we are bombarded by technology. And some say there is technology that enables spying on us no matter what our situation may be. Is my computer watching me even when it is turned off or put to sleep? Should I worry about it? My short answer is no. That said, I do realize that there are beings that do not have my best wishes at heart. They have an agenda of control. Fear gives greater control because it incapacitates us. I need look no further than the apartments where I live. Nearly everyone is walking around with masks on, and there are signs everywhere about keeping social distancing. Do not get any closer than 6 feet to those around you. Even the grocery store where I shop is only allowing so many people at a time into the store, and all aisles are one way. If you pass an item you want, you have to circle back around to get it. Oh my God, how far will this go? Will the insanity ever end? Or will we continue to be incapacitated by the fear being drummed up and encouraged? Yes, thankfully, the last time I went shopping, that new rule wasn't in effect, but it's in effect now because I got an email from them telling me that the new policy. Now they already have at the checkout, they have markers, what the 6 foot thing is. They have markers every 6 feet so that when you're waiting to check your groceries out, you have to make sure that you're at least 6 feet behind the person in front of you. I wonder what they do on elevators, because I do live in an apartment where we have elevators and it's impossible to maintain a 6 foot distance. And there are times there might be 4 or 5 people on the elevator. Now that's not the norm. Normally there's no more than at the most 2 or 3 people at a time on the elevator. But it has happened where the elevator is packed, and actually I've seen it where you can't even get into the elevator because there's no more room, especially when you have people in there with wheelchairs and walkers and things like that. Anyway, folks, I mean, I chuckle, but it's no laughing matter that we are being controlled more and more. Now, of course, some say the reason is because we're being protected. They don't want to give people the opportunity to create mass hysteria. So that's why they've shut down stadiums and any activities, churches, and any activities where there are gatherings of people that some brainwashed individual that's on mind control comes in and creates mayhem. And yes, those things happen. I'm sure a lot of our mass shootings and mass violent things are created by the very control freaks that want to create panic and mass fear everywhere, because fear is what they feed off of. It gives them an adrenaline rush when they are able to make people afraid. Now, is it true that they are rescuing people from the deep underground bases, especially little children that they have been abusing for a long time? I know the abuse happens. It's been happening all my life, although I wasn't aware of it till relatively recently. I didn't know about it when I was younger. And I'm glad that I didn't, because I would have had too many things to be concerned about, right? Or, as some would say, to be afraid of. fear does not serve any good, except, for example, when you're out in the wild and there's a wild animal that crosses your path or comes into your environment, you want to be aware and realize that you have to be very, very careful. Now, I remember a time when I came upon a skunk and I saw the skunk and I slowly backed away from it. Not because I was afraid of it, but because I didn't want to get sprayed. I didn't want to smell like a skunk. I'm chuckling, but this is not a laughing matter, folks. Everywhere that we're going now, we're seeing people maintaining social distancing. And it's a mind control thing. And people are, for the most part, abiding by it. Now, I'm sure it's worse in some areas of the country than in others. Here where I live in Central Florida, there's still an awful lot of people that are out shopping. Although when I go, like I say, when I go to the store, they've got marks and they have even people that are only allowing people into the store so many at a time, and every cart is sprayed with sanitizer and wiped down before it's before it's used again. So I mean, the precautions that are being taken are extreme, to say the least. And it's something that I hope and pray is very temporary. I would like to see changes, if not by Easter, which is only a few days away now, if not by then, at least I'd like to see changes by the end of April. But I've realized that whenever freedoms are taken away, they are never given back. And there needs to be an awareness that those that are controlling these things are not humanitarians. They are very control freakish individuals who want to dominate and enslave. And I don't want to be enslaved, folks. And I'm sure most people do not. And yet that is what's happening to us. Whether we like it or not, that is occurring. Will the dark entities, the demons, as I would like to refer to them as, or those that are mind controlled, will they be either healed or taken out, where they can no longer inflict us with the harm that fear causes? Fear freezes us. And when it's a wild animal or something like that, it's okay, but it's temporary. I don't want to see this control grid get any tighter. It's already way more than I'd like to admit. And I would want very much for my prayers to be answered, that we could be liberated from all the fear and guilt and all of the things that have been used to incapacitate us and keep us from becoming the best we could be. I want to see heaven on earth in my lifetime, not some future identity where I may or may not remember, probably would not remember when I was Ron Van Dyke. Anyway, these are things that concern me. Maybe they don't concern you, and I can't tell others because others just shut down when you try to tell them that it's just a control thing. They don't want to hear it. So what do? We take one day at a time and do the best we can. Thank you for listening, and namaste.